What's up, y'all? It's MMA Analyst here to do... I start all my videos like that, but sometimes it's not really what it's all about. So let's try that again. I do that, by the way. You guys don't even know. Just for syncing the videos. I'm gonna leave this all up. What's up, guys? MMA Analyst. Damn! See, that feels better. Strikeforce has been purchased, acquired, bought out, whatever you want to call it, by Zuffa. And I haven't even checked my inbox. I'm sure I've got mad, no pun intended, mad responses in there. You know, what's happening? What do you think? What do you think? And, I figured, let's get it done. I was going to actually do my UFC Shogun 128 today, but I'll do that tomorrow. Do this video today, and let's talk about it. First things first, for anybody who was around when this happened with Pride, you probably got a slightly different feeling inside. When the Pride thing happened, it was leading up to it. I'm holding on to it. I don't want it to happen. It happened, son of a bitch. And then that's that. And then we watch what happens, and for people who saw that and you heard what was being said, and then the stuff that's being said today, maybe there's a few little things in there that you might want to think about. But anyways, there was nothing positive in that in my mind. Nothing good could have come from the UFC buying out Pride. That's how I saw it at the time. So chilling today, get home from work. Facebook. Somebody put up an April Fool's joke early. Man, these guys don't even know how to do April Fools, because you gotta wait until April Fools to do it, because then you can't say April Fools. You know what I mean? You can do it maybe after April Fools, maybe the 3rd or the 4th, but it better not be something serious, because you don't get that pass. My boy put something up on my wall. I'm like, man, these guys, man, what kind of whack-ass website's doing this? MMA fighting? Damn, that's Ariel Helwani's site. They doing April Fool's jokes already? Damn, that's Dana. Dana's part of the April... it just never really seems real. Like, it actually goes down. Then I open it. It's not even mid-March. This ain't a joke. This is for real. My automatic reaction to that was kind of like, I wasn't upset or anything like that. I was just like, this could actually be good. Now, I've grown up recently, and I watched the whole video, by the way. And it's a lot different according to what Dana says is going to happen. Of course, when Dana and the UFC Zuffa bought out Pride, it was business as usual. There would be the UFC, there would be Pride. Pride would have its show. They were going to put on the whole lightweight Grand Prix and all this different stuff, and the Super Bowl event and all this stuff. And nobody from Pride would go to the UFC before the big Pride versus UFC show. All that talk isn't happening here other than the business as usual part. So anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, I had done some growing up recently because... it's kind of like, I kind of feel like if it was like the 70s, I'd have been all activist. Like, I'd have been like, ooh, we need more something. Or if I was like in the workforce in the 20s or something like that, I'd have been like, oh man, we need to start a union or something. We can't just keep getting treated like this. Or if there was like injustices going on in the world, which there are right now, I'm just saying, it's hard to really deal with that stuff. Damn, maybe I wouldn't have been an activist. But if there were injustices that I felt were directly related to me or somebody I knew or people I knew or whatever, I would have been like, you know what? We must stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. And let me explain what I'm talking about here, because this video might be long. I love mixed martial arts. And mixed martial arts is basically fighters in a sport being put together in matchups by organizations. So, automatically, I have to love mixed martial arts fighters. Pause. And I recognize this is not a video about this, but it's kind of the only thing that was in my head. I recognize the fighters are getting raped. Straight up. Raped. The UFC sold 10% of its business to Abu Dhabi boy, and there was $100 million deal. So that means the UFC's worth now, is like a year ago, $1 billion. Frank Fertitta and Lorenzo Fertitta, they were on Forbes billionaires list. I think they were like on like number 1057th or whatever, but they're both worth $1 billion each. And it's, right now all they do is the UFC. That's it. That's what they do. I think they still have the casinos, but I think they actually sold. I'm not sure. But the point is, mad money's being made in the UFC. Mad money. And the fighters, the actual show, they are getting paid nothing. And it's not like McDonald's where you go and you say, give me a hamburger. And I'm like, man, she got me a hamburger quick. She should get a raise. No, it's not like that. This is actually, they are the product. They are the hamburger. That's it. There's no McDonald's without the food. You just walk into a place like, wow, that's a nice little building. Maybe my kids can go play in the little balls area. Damn. Don't think about stuff like that. That I'm talking about, the little plastic ones. They jump around in slides. Come on, people. Anyways, the point is, they're getting raped. And I'm a fan of mixed martial arts right now, and most likely I will be a fan of mixed martial arts for as long as it exists or as long as I exist. So what I'm expecting and anticipating, and not with happiness, is to one day, by the way, this is about the merge. I'm just on a little bit of a rant. To one day have a whole bunch of situations where, damn, another fighter is straight flat broke. Oh, damn, another fighter killed himself. Damn, another fighter's on rehab. Damn, not the little ones that nobody knows about, big fighters. The guys who are in the Ultimate Fighter show, the guys who are getting title shots. Because right now they're making money, not a lot, but enough to get by. But when they stop fighting, if they're not a jiu-jitsu black belt with their own school, if they don't have some kind of degree, if they haven't done something other than fight for the last 15, 20 years, we're talking about 20 years in the future, they're going to reach a point of brokenness. And then you're going to have a whole lot of Ken Shamrocks happening, where they have to fight. I gotta fight. I have to fight. I have to fight. I need money. I have to fight. And then you're going to have people trying to fight for their life when they were actually around in what at the time would have been considered like a crazy era where the company was worth $1 billion and they didn't get any of it. And I don't want to see that happen. And the only way for that not to happen is for fighters to have options. And other than starting a union, but that's a whole different video. It can happen. The only reason fight unions don't happen is because of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But anyways, it comes down to the fighters, and they're not doing it short-sighted. They don't want to stop fighting to strike. They don't want to stop fighting so that somebody else can get paid. They want to get paid now. Why is George St. Pierre going to turn down maybe $2 million next year so that he can maybe make $10 million in the following year? Why would he do that? Anyways. So, Strikeforce being bought out means less options for the fighters. In a situation where they already don't have many options. You want to make good money, you go to Japan. Not happening anymore. They're not even paying people. You want to make good money, you go to the UFC. Okay, well, everybody can't fight in the UFC. You want to make good money, maybe you go over to Strikeforce. Well, only a few of those guys are making it. Well, now, Zuffa owns Strikeforce. Now, that was the first and only thing I thought about negative about this. And I hadn't watched the video at the time. Since I watched the video, I heard a lot of stuff. A lot of crazy stuff. I think the last truthful thing I heard in the video was, we bought Strikeforce. And then everything after that, I'm like, damn, none of this makes sense. But I still didn't feel like I was upset to hear it. Everybody's going to keep their job. Yeah, let's see how long that lasts. Maybe until this Showtime deal is up, and then let's see what happens. Scott Coker is going to be running it. Okay, I mean, Scott Coker did a good job, so why would you mess up Scott Coker's deal? When fighters are done, these are just things I remember. When fighters' contracts are up, they can both bid. Really? Come on now. So, let's say Nick Diaz's contract's up, and he wants to go back to the UFC anyways. So now his contract's up, and he has the choice at this point, since the UFC, Zuffa owns Strikeforce, to potentially re-sign with Strikeforce or maybe go to the UFC if Dana or whoever Joe Silva wants to set something up or give him a contract. So I'm supposed to believe at this point they're going to do a bidding war with themselves? Dana's going to do a bidding war with Scott Coker? No, that's not what's going to happen. If the UFC wants the fighter and the UFC wants to make a certain amount of money, especially knowing that if things don't go too well, they can probably just end back up in Strikeforce anyways, that's what's going to happen. So with that potentially happening, you have maybe 100 fighters, let's just say 100 fighters starting, and every time their contract runs out, and they didn't sign these like hardcore UFC contracts, they signed these like buddy Scott Coker contracts where they can fight all over the world and they can do K1 and jiu-jitsu tournaments and sambo tournaments and fight in between fights and go fight over there and come back and do a title shot. That's the kind of contracts they have. So now it comes down to, okay, my contract's done. I can pretty much do what I want. Dana said he wants me to go to the UFC. Well, let's do it. And then that happens over and over again. Eventually what happens is Strikeforce doesn't have any fighters left, or they don't have the top fighters left. Obviously, this is not going to be a long-term thing. 2 years max, and you're going to see Strikeforce get dissolved. You won't see it anymore. Is that a bad thing? I don't actually think at this point it is, considering that right now it's just a facade. Right now, we're going to continue to see Strikeforce. We'll see. We're going to continue to see Strikeforce. And then eventually it'll go away, but it's still owned by the UFC. So, I mean, or by Zuffa. So it is what it is. So that's one thing I saw, like, come on, that's not for real. Dana said one thing. He said, if there's anything that we do. I said, oh no. He's about to shoot down the one thing that he says they do. And I know he doesn't do it, whatever it is. If there's anything we do, we honor contracts. I was like, oh, wow. Yo. Don't talk to Fabricio Verdum about honoring contracts. Damn, yo, five fights? Cool. 2 years? Cool. All right. Hey, just go fight that Brazilian real quick. When you get back, we'll get you a title shot. All right. Uppercut. Fabricio, come here. What's up, man? Actually, Fabricio's manager, come here. What's up? Yeah, your boy just lost. I think it's his brother. Your brother just lost? Yeah, we want to change that contract. Because we're not paying him to get knocked out by no names. Fast forward to the future, no name that's getting a title shot, also named Junior Dos Santos. Go back. Yeah, so we're going to change that. He just signed a contract last week. We got 5 fights, 2 years. Yeah, that's not how it is because we want to change that now. Fabricio. Oh, yeah, what's up, Dana? We want to... No, that don't make sense. Okay, well, you just lost. Get the hell out. Right? Honoring contracts, come on now, and that's not the only one. Honoring contracts, come on. Anyways, but all in all, I'm actually unaffected to almost positive about it. Because in the end, I do want all the fighters to be able to face each other. And if I can get over that whole, if I just can just tell myself, these are grown-ass men. They're making their own decisions. They don't need your help. You can't help them anyways. They ain't even helping themselves. They're short-sighted, and it's up to them to make sure that they have some kind of retirement plan. If I can get that through my head, and when it happens and all of this stuff goes down, you can maybe try not to say I told you so. Okay, if I can get that in my head, then this is 100% a really good thing. That's all I gotta say. What else? Strikeforce. Let's see. I should have wrote stuff down. Yeah, they're not doing any co-promotion stuff. Oh my God. I knew it was going to be some BS when they said, when Ariel Helwani said, listen, when did this go down? They was like, oh, just now. Really? Yeah, right? That's it. Really? So either one of two things happens. Either A, which is very possible, Ariel Helwani follows Dana everywhere. And then they sign the deal. They open the door. All right, Dana, come on. Ariel, come on in. We're going to do some stuff. Let's do the video. Or that's not true, which is more likely. And they spent lots of time, got the deal, figured it out, signed it up, boom, and then said, all right, Ariel, come on over. Let's do this. But then again, Ariel Helwani does just do this. Like this dude will interview everybody on the card, upload fights before the end of the night, interviews before the end of the night. This guy's dedicated, so he could just be wherever they are at all times, or at least a week out of an event. You know, he's just putting in the work, and they said, "Come on, Ariel, let's go. Let's do something on your site. Let's get you some nice hits." But anyways, it was a lot of stuff going on in that video where it's just like, if I didn't have memory, or if videos didn't exist of all the different things where Dana was contradicting himself, I have never had anything bad to say about Scott Coker. I have never had blah, blah, blah. You know, we've never done a deal that wasn't beneficial for us, that we didn't, you know, that we had a problem with after. I mean, these are videos that exist in the past. Like, man, we should not have done that deal. That was a bad deal. That was a bad decision. But anyways, in the end, I think it's positive. In the end, I think if you want my prediction, so it's not a prediction video, but here's my prediction. As soon as this Showtime deal is over, that's it. As soon as these contracts happen, it's just going to be one by one. People are either going to be sent other places or put in the UFC, depending on who they are. And within 24 months, it's going to be over. You're not going to see any Strikeforce. That's not going to hurt a lot of people, you know, fan-wise. You're still going to see the top guys fighting. Female fights, I don't know what's going to happen there. Yo, Misha Tate, Marlos, yo, get that happening right now. Don't waste any time. MMA, yo. It's important. Peace. Frick. Yeah, so Marlos Conan make that happen with Misha Tate, blah, blah, blah. I want to thank everybody who did respond to my open plea for help with the blog I'm looking to put together. Thank you all. Much appreciated. I sent stuff in I responded properly, but I'm just saying to everybody out there that I'm saying thank you to you as well. Everybody. Damn, I hit the mic. Peace.